Hello, ladies and gents. Today we're going to talk about why abortion is simultaneously gay and retarded.
Doors open. Get down.
Now, you may be thinking to yourself, whoa, hold on. Gay and retarded? That's kind of a lot for one thing to be concurrently. Maybe asking yourself, Rabbi Kaya,
I did have a Zen 13 hours till I land.
really? How? How is it both gay and retarded? Well, let's break down the phrase gay and retarded. So, abortion, as we know, being the murder of an innocent baby, I guess just a baby. I don't know if there's a such thing as a guilty baby. Maybe there is somewhere. I guess like if you went back in time and like Hitler was a baby, but like you knew it. Anyway, that's a topic for a different discussion. But yeah, abortion being the murder of a baby is gay, meaning lame, according to Oxford Dictionary. Retarded, meaning stupid, according to Harvard Law School. So let's restate it, shall we? The murder of babies is lame and stupid. I think we can all agree on that. So we're going to run through a few of the arguments that I hear said a lot, or I can't think of the word, used by abortion proponents. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. They use these arguments a lot to try to make their point. So I have my little handy list here. We got some statistics to refer to later. The first and foremost, the one I hear the most, and it's the most annoying by far, is it's not really alive. What do you mean it's not alive? That doesn't make a bit of sense, because here's why. Something, as far as we know, can only exist in one of three states. It's either dead, it's alive, or it's inanimate. This phone I'm holding is inanimate, just like this microphone. Just like the toilet you might be sitting on watching this video. All of those are inanimate. They are not and have not been alive. They will never be alive. Or it's dead, meaning it was alive at some point and is no longer alive, or it is currently alive. Okay? A baby in the womb is typically, anyway, not dead. It's very sad when they are, but it's not inanimate. So that leaves us with one choice, being the baby is alive. Now, the next one that I hear a ton is my body, my choice. Excuse me? Do you have 20 fingers and toes when you are with child? Do you have 2 noses, 2 pairs of ears? Do you have 4 eyes? I have 4 eyes because glasses. But is your body being used to keep the child alive and to grow it? Yeah. But that's outside of the womb also. And you hear the argument of, well, it's not viable. Well, a human isn't viable, if you want to go with that argument, until they're like at least 9 years old. And even then, we still rely on my mom. Everybody watching this right now would not be alive without your mother or your father or whoever took care of you. Because none of us were actually viable until our brains started working properly. Not properly. Until our brains developed enough to be able to keep ourselves alive without relying on another human being. And even if we want to take the argument further, we could say that most human beings now are not viable because they rely on some sort of medication, meaning they rely on some sort of manufacturer or producer. And if you want to go with that, they're not viable, right? So why not just rip them apart piece by piece? So that's that. What do we got next? Okay, another one I hear a lot. What about rape and incest? Would you excuse those? No, absolutely not. The child does not deserve to die for the sins of the father or the mother, mother, I don't know. Probably not mother if we're talking about abortion. Why punish a little baby for something that somebody did externally? Like, if my dad freaking broke somebody's nose, are they gonna like pull me out of high school and just beat the crap out of me because my dad did something bad? No. Now, my question to whoever asking this would be, okay, theoretically, what if we banned all abortion and made exceptions for those who have been raped or incest babies. Would you then be okay with all the other abortions being banned? If so, okay, we'll get to that in a second. If not, why ask the question in the first place? But if you say, yeah, those are the only two that I will happily make exception for, I got some statistics for you. Sorry. That would only be making an exception for a grand total of 1.5% of all abortions, 1% coming from rape, and then, less than 1.5%, I should say, because less than 0.5% are from incest. Now, again, making an exception for rape and incest is just as evil and messed up as a regular abortion, because you're killing a child for something that they had no control over, a situation that they didn't cause, and just like being real, you getting raped and then killing the baby that resulted from the rape is not going to get rid of the trauma. If anything, it's just going to stack on more because you killed an innocent baby, right? You tried to repay an evil with an evil, except you trying to, like, I don't know, get justice or whatever. It's just more evil instead of just punishing the guy who did the horrible thing to you in the first place. Now, next question. What about the health of the mother? What if it's one of them is going to live and you have to decide between which one's going to live? Well, anybody with any sense of morality at all should 100% give the life to the baby. What kind of messed up, selfish, what's a word I can say? Messed up, selfish brat do you have to be to kill a baby in order to continue with your messed up life? Not just your messed up life, all our messed up lives. Well, what kind of person do you have to be to rob somebody of a life to maintain yours? Especially when it comes to Christians. Hold on a second, bro. John 15:13. No greater love has a man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And not just friends, for anybody. So if you as a Christian are trying to justify this, you need to check your heart. You need to make sure you're actually in the Word. Because if you are, you will not be supporting abortion. And then they say, well, what if I don't kill this kid and then we both die? Well, I say captain goes down with the ship, okay? Maybe I'm being stupid. Maybe I'll change on that later, but that's my thing, okay? Captain goes down with the ship. That's it. And the reason I say that is because we love our doctors, right? But they are not always right. For example, so me, my oldest brother, my not youngest sister, we're all not supposed to come out of the womb alive. All of us were supposed to die, and yet the doctors are wrong every single time. And there is no absolute 100% guaranteed way to say, if you have this kid, you're going to die, or the kid is going to die. And the best chance that you have at bringing that new life into the world is by just going through with the pregnancy. Don't be a coward. And I know that is way easier said than done, but that's just kind of how it has to be. Except in this, you're both the captain and the ship and the crew. But you know what I'm trying to say, though. And perhaps the largest, biggest, worst reason I'm against abortion, other than the fact that it's straight up baby murder, is the fact that it absolves men and women of the responsibility of their actions, okay? If you have sex, if you're screwing someone, your chances of having a kid go through the roof exponentially as opposed to not getting freaky, okay? And everybody knows this. It's not like you're having sex and you don't know about the possibility of conceiving a child, right? So now, if we're just letting people have abortions willy-nilly left and right, that means, the other thing that I was thinking about came into my head, but that means that you knew of this, right? And you willingly continue doing this, thinking, I can just murder someone and then get out of it and not have to actually deal with it. Rather than being a man or being a woman and stepping up and realize, I did this thing, and this child resulted from my actions. It's just pathetic, honestly. If you as a man, especially if you're convincing or trying to convince your partner to kill your son or your daughter as a man, that's just freaking like, I'd probably do something bad to you if I found out that you convinced your mother to, sorry, the would-be mother of your child to have an abortion. Pretty freaked up, dude. Oh, the other thing is, what if they're born into poverty? What if they're born into this bad, horrible... Dude, shut the frick up. Kill yourself then if you don't like living in poverty. Okay, stick with your word. Now, obviously, don't kill yourself because that's horrible. But it's even worse to kill a baby just because they might come out poor. Like, the frick? That doesn't even track. Next argument is probably a tale as old as time, but it's just a clump of cells. It doesn't matter. Bro, what? Okay, let's track. So you're also a clump of cells then, if you want to go by that. You are just matter. If you want to go from the evolutionary or scientific perspective, you're just a big old clump of cells. So I'm just going to kill you because it's convenient for me because you disagree with me. So if I just kill you, no problem, and we just get to move on with our day. Or my day, because you'll be dead. Because you're just a clump of cells, right? Also, if you are an evolutionist and you believe in evolution and you think there is no God, then I ask you now, how can you make the case of, number one, trying to say like you have the moral high ground for supporting abortion because you care about people? Why do you care about anything if you're an evolutionist? Where does your morality come from? Number two, killing the next generation off by your ideas would be screwing up the process of natural selection so badly. And let's not even begin to talk about Margaret Sanger and how badly she hated the black community and why she planted Planned Parenthood specifically in impoverished neighborhoods and told people to kill their babies so that there'd be less black people because she was a member of the KKK. And that might be its own separate video, or I can just find something and link you to it. Margaret Sanger was a terrible person. Was a communist, wanted to make the black community a communist bloc and kill off their kids and just take control, blah, 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 whatever. Big old thing on that. Probably not for this video, though. But if you want to see stuff on that, make sure to comment if this video even gets watched. I hope it gets watched. It's like my one of my big real videos where I'm not just being a goofball. I do hope to make more goofball content, though, because it is fun. But also, this is fun to me, just yapping in front of a microphone about stuff I care about. So, I think that'll be it. Jesus loves you, and he also loves the child that you may be planning on aborting. So, don't kill it, please. And if you had an abortion, let me clarify this also. I don't think that anybody who has had an abortion should, like, get jail time or whatever. I think the trauma of knowing that you killed your child is enough punishment. I would, however, seek jail time for anybody found guilty of coercing someone into abortion or having committed the abortion. That's my stance. But remember, guys, Jesus does love you, and he will take away your shame and your guilt and all that. But that doesn't mean that you can just go on living in sin, murdering babies left and right. Now, if you had, Jesus wants you to come running back to him. He will accept you. That's pretty much all I got, really. So Christians who support abortion, I am judging you. People that are not Christians and support abortion, please think about it. Please repent. So that maybe you can someday see that child that you aborted in heaven. Not in heaven, but where. That's a whole nother theological discussion that we won't get into today. Almost at 1,000 subs, so please subscribe if you see necessary. Because I do, in fact, want to reach that 1,000. Also, definitely check out the Rumble, because I probably won't be on YouTube for much longer after this video drops. So there's that. But, yep, I think that'll wrap this up.